The decline of mental health among college students is not a new topic per se, but it is an issue of growing concern. Recently, the AUCCCD reported that 95% of college counselors are noticing a rapidly growing number of students experiencing psychological issues. There's a few key factors at play here. College students are under immense pressure from classes, societal pressures from classmates, and high expectations from their parents. Another key factor is the fact that mental health disorders develop most frequently during young adulthood. So this is kind of a recipe for psychological disruptions. It's to the point where up to 44% of college students report to suffer from symptoms of anxiety and depression.
According to Healthline, the lack of resilience in some students may be a result of over-coddling by parents and receiving too much assistance in their lives over time. Resilience is defined as brushing off problems or difficulties with more efficiency than stress. This ties into mental health decline because students who are on their own in college are bombarded with issues and responsibilities that can be very overwhelming. This continuous anxiety and stress can ruin their independence unless university counseling and telehealth appointments can be more promoted among colleges to provide them help.
From 2011 to 2016, there was a 3.7% increase in the number of students diagnosed with anxiety and a 2.5% increase in the number of students diagnosed with depression. Asian students had a lower rate of receiving services by a counselor or psychologist compared to both white students and biracial or other race students. Similarly, Asian students reported a lower rate of considering seeking help from a mental health professional in the future compared to both white students and Hispanic students. Off-campus students reported a higher rate of receiving services from an other medical provider.
When it comes to identifying which students are most at risk, research overwhelmingly shows that non-traditional students, Black men, people with non-traditional gender identities, and women are much more susceptible to anxiety and depression. Some statistics include more non-traditional students drop out during or after their first year compared to traditional students due to life stress, anxiety, and depression. Black men suffer from financial constraints, work-life balance, and household management, leading them to multitask multiple identities. Less women entering college rated their emotional health as above average compared to men, and college students with non-traditional gender identities have 2 to 4 as many symptoms of mental health conditions as cisgender students.
One can implement coping mechanisms into their life to manage their symptoms, such as exercising regularly, eating healthy, avoiding drugs and alcohol, maintaining a regular schedule, and participating in social activities. If symptoms do not minimize with time by utilizing these healthy habits, one may want to seek professional help from a therapist or psychologist. If coping mechanisms and therapy do not suffice, the next step would be to seek a psychiatrist. While medication does not cure mental illness, it can improve the severity of the symptoms tremendously. For many college students who may not have the time or resources to seek a psychiatrist in person, telepsychiatry is a great source for online healthcare service.